Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Considering that the is selling his own god evidence that would put him in jail against him on the dark net to the highest bidder. Why would he sell?
Is he protecting people, or are people protecting him?
Oh no, he's selling it because he needs the cash. When for 500.
Jaguar Wright has exposed Diddy's alleged sale of FreakOff tapes on the dark web, reportedly to fund his legal expenses. What's even more shocking is that these tapes supposedly feature none other than LeBron James. Interestingly, Gene had hinted at this long ago, but it seems no one paid attention.
He had every room taped and bugged. Diddy had, yo, bruh, can you imagine? He had every room taped and bugged, woman on woman, man on man, all kind of crazy shit. Bruh. Hallelujah. That's crazy.
But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Cause you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? Cause the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're gonna pursue.
But why did Diddy do it? Why would he force LeBron into a freak-off and record it? The simple answer, blackmail.
Nobody came out defending Diddy. All these celebrity friends he have, and nobody came out.
They brand. It's all about the money. They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know that nobody in America liked that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies. They're not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form of fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. You know what I'm saying? So how the ups on Ja Rule, so he could go after Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying?
Professional photographer Selma Fona, who has been capturing Diddy's events for over 20 years, offers valuable insight into his legendary parties. Having attended 20 to 30 of them, Fona didn't witness the alleged freak-offs tied to the sex trafficking accusations, but she did see plenty of wild moments. Celebrities, including LeBron James, were often present, and Fona recalls James even praising Diddy's hosting skills.
His parties were very, sexual. There was, women dressed up, very sexy. And there was one woman, one time, she had this armor almost, and she had this machine that she would put in her armor and sparkles would come out, you know what I mean? And she was in the middle of the party. And then there was this girl with huge angel wings, and she was dancing and she was all sexy. And it's very sexual. Everything was very sexual.
From Selma Fona's description, it's clear that Diddy's parties were extravagant spectacles filled with amazing food, endless drinks, and the popular party drugs of the time. While many have noted how over-the-top these events were, it's well known that much more was happening behind the scenes than what first met the eye.
As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers. and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair.
Meanwhile, many of Diddy's famous friends have remained unusually silent, likely because he holds a lot of dirt on them.
Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
Interestingly, these parties didn't begin as adult-only events. Fona observed that many celebrities would bring their kids along, but as the evening progressed, Diddy would announce that it was time for the children to leave. Afterward, the atmosphere reportedly became even more wild. Fona also mentioned that sex workers were often present, and it wasn't unusual for guests to strip down. However, that's where her first-hand observations ended. Still, the alleged presence of minors at these gatherings remains a concerning issue.
Steph, thank you. We are following breaking news right now related to music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Major new allegations today of sexual assault and exploitation by Combs. For the first time, we are hearing about victims who say they were minors when they were allegedly assaulted by the music star. The youngest, allegedly, just 9 years old. The allegations were revealed today by attorneys representing more than 100 alleged victims who are preparing to sue. So let's bring in NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas right now. So Chloe, we know there is currently a press conference underway. We do have a live picture of that. Can you just walk us through these new allegations and tell us if we've heard from Combs yet?
So the individual that you see on the screen right now, that is an attorney based out of Houston, Texas, and his name is Tony Busby. He's been a part of some very well-known litigation over the years involving a BP oil spill, even involving the Astroworld Music Festival crisis where some individuals were killed during a stampede. So he has made headlines before, but this is pretty shocking. So he is claiming right now at this press conference that he has had over 3,000 individuals reach out to his law firm in Houston, Texas, that he and his team have been vetting these claims, that now they are representing over 120 accusers, and that over the next 30 days, they will begin to file different civil suits, that this is not a class action lawsuit, that they are going to continue to vet these allegations, but right now they feel strong about these. So he also said today that it's not just Combs that will be named as a defendant, that there will be other high-profile individuals, some household names. He says, quote, many powerful people, there are many dirty secrets. He says that his team has collected pictures, video, and that the allegations include violent sexual assault or rape, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, dissemination of video recordings, and sexual abuse of minors. So this was something else that they talked about, that there are 25 accusers who were allegedly minors at the time that these allegations took place, starting in 1991, span all the way up over 2 decades. He also talks about where these individuals are from. He said that they hail from more than 25 states, New York, California, Florida. We know that Diddy had a residence in Miami, Georgia. We've reached out to Sean Combs' legal team for comment. They have not yet responded. Combs is currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn while he is awaiting trial on the New York indictment, where he is charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. Now, I also just want to point out that they also claim that 62% of these individuals are identifying as an African American, and that they are evenly split between female accusers and male accusers and Clay. So this is very interesting. And he said that he said, you know, look, I know that everybody expected me today or wanted me to name other high profile individuals. He says, I'm not going to do that today, but it will come at some point. He says that these names will shock you.
Wow. I mean, shocking details to say the very least, and I'm sure just the start of what's to come.
Fona made it clear that while she never witnessed anything related to the serious accusations Diddy is facing, she typically remained outside at these events, as not everyone had access to the indoors. Fona is perhaps best known for capturing the iconic 1999 photo of Diddy and Jennifer Lopez kissing at one of his Hamptons parties, which was the first real confirmation unfold.
They go raid Puffy's house, and they get all these videos of J-Lo doing this and J-Lo doing that. And they know the fact that J-Lo lied and said that the gun was Sean's or whatever, and sent that man to prison and destroyed his life, and she knew it was Puffy. I'm quite sure they probably called and the FBI gave respect. A courtesy call of Ben Affleck. It's a white man who got respect in the white world. I'm quite sure they said, we want to show you some things. It's about your wife. When he sees this that her and Puffy were doing and who they were doing it with, I'm quite sure they gave his ass those tapes. And I'm quite sure he can never look at her the same. I'm quite sure they head for divorce.
According to the Daily Mail, insiders have disclosed that Jennifer Lopez's team is deliberating whether she should
on the gun possession and bribery charges against Sean Puffy Combs. This afternoon, jurors sent the judge 2 notes, one of which asked for a transcript of a phone message Combs left Wardell Fenderson, once his driver, now the prosecution's star witness. During the trial, Fenderson testified that Combs was armed the night of the shooting at Club New York, and later pressured him to claim ownership of a pistol police found when they pulled over Combs' Lincoln Navigator as it fled the shooting.
And I just want to make you feel like comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Make your family feel comfortable.
What exactly Combs meant by that is in dispute, but the prosecution claims the rapper offered Fenderson $50,000 or a diamond ring to take the rap for the gun. The jurors also wanted to hear a readback of testimony relating to Combs' former girlfriend, actress-singer Jennifer Lopez, who was in the Navigator when it was stopped by police. An officer testified that everyone in the SUV was ordered to put their hands on the vehicle, but Lopez walked away, saying she was going home. As she was being detained, a gun was discovered in the vehicle. At that point, a sergeant on the scene ordered everyone who was in the vehicle under arrest. The officer quotes Lopez as saying, "It's not my gun."
Publicly address her involvement in an incident from December 27, 1999, when she was arrested alongside Diddy. This incident arose from a shooting involving Natana Rubin and 2 others just outside a Times Square club.
All Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club. For all we know, that bullet came from the gun that was in her hand. And not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman. Not once has she donated to her family or for her medical bills that she's still paying, or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face. Like J-Lo has said, nothing. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall?
At that time, Lopez was dating Diddy, and she spent around 14 hours in custody after a gun was found in the car they used to flee the scene. Although she was released shortly after and cleared of any wrongdoing, both Diddy and his bodyguard, Anthony Wolf Jones, faced charges. Ultimately, Diddy and Jones were acquitted, while rapper Jamal Shine Barrow was convicted and served 9 years in prison. For a long time, there was speculation that Shine took the fall for Diddy, a claim that Diddy himself recently confirmed.
Coming up. She was crying a lot. She was a mess. Probably what was going through her mind is her career flashing before her eyes.
And later, enough's enough.
I just kind of hit the wall and was just like, I can't
do this anymore.
On December 27, 1999, Jennifer Lopez, Sean Puffy Combs, and Puffy's 19-year-old rap protege, Jamal Shine Barrow, walked into Club New York, a Manhattan night spot near Times Square.
It was not a private event. Jennifer Lopez was here, Puffy Combs was here, there were a lot of professional athletes here. It was a great party.
It was weird that Puff and Jennifer were at that club because that was kind of like a very regular hip-hop club. No A-list celebrities go there.
We had a bunch of ballers in there and a couple of them that were just being extremely antagonistic towards Puffy and his group of friends. From that point forward, you know, alcohol kept flowing and tension kept building.
Puffy and Shine allegedly got into an argument with another partier shortly before 3 a.m. Someone tossed a wad of cash at Combs as a sign of disrespect. Suddenly, all hell broke loose.
And at some point, one of those people in that group fired off guns and other gunfire was had.
Shine was among the shooters.
It was a scary thing to have happen to you, to be standing somewhere where bullets go past your head.
Panic spread throughout the club. Jennifer got lost in the chaos.
Everybody scattered so fast, she realized that Puffy, the bodyguards, everybody's like, she's there by herself.
It's important to highlight that Natana Rubin, the victim, was left with bullet fragments permanently embedded in her face and has consistently maintained that it was Diddy who pulled the trigger. Now that Diddy has been taken into custody once more, there is growing pressure to reopen the investigation. Meanwhile, sources indicate that Jennifer Lopez is feeling stressed. Why? It appears that Gillo may have committed perjury to protect Diddy.
When I was a 18-year-old kid, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make Belize proud and do what all of us want to do, be recognized for our talent and take over the world. I was defending him and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed, he pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave, I moved on, but let us not pretend as if I was in Miami for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, I saw you spent a birthday with him, man.
I saw a birthday cake. I went again to do a charity event for impoverished youth in London. So let us not lose sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life and who I forgave and who I moved on, and for the better interest of Belize, because he was in a position at that time to give scholarships and to maybe invest. I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize, but don't distort it as if, he and I were bombale. This is someone that destroyed my life.
Separate lawyers, and everything went on Sean because Diddy found the witness against Sean and brought him forward. So I guess that's how you do your man when you don't want to go to jail. That's what happened, bro. Sean said it in the whole interview. On that documentary that Sean did from jail, he spoke about that, but he forgave him.
If that was you, would you forgive him?
Man, I wouldn't, bruh. I'm not into forgiving.
Now let's return to LeBron. Reports are surfacing about a male A-list celebrity who is reportedly horrified by an alleged sex tape featuring him and Diddy. Two members of the star's inner circle shared insights with the Post, revealing that it feels like a betrayal and a violation, stirring up disturbing memories for him. Multiple individuals are allegedly attempting to sell the incriminating footage, which purportedly shows a man who resembles Diddy engaged in sexual acts with someone who appears to be the A-lister, with both their faces clearly visible. Many are speculating that this celebrity is LeBron James. A second source close to him mentioned that he's trying to disregard the rumors surrounding the video, explaining that there's little he can do if the footage was captured without his consent and somehow leaks. All he can do, the source said, is pray that this situation fades away.
Their guns. I watched them. I got hit right here, in my nose, in between my eyes, which means I'm facing directly at you. Just like I'm looking at you, and I can tell you got on black shades. They kind of look like Cazelles and an Adidas shirt. That's exactly how I was looking at him. And I watched him shoot me. The first thing I said when the bullet hit me, and listen, when right before the muzzle flash went off, when I had turned back to look, I heard God's voice say, relax, you are about to get hit, calm down. And when I screamed, no, pop, pop, and it hit me dead in my face. And I never passed out, I never fell, I never cried, everybody started running.
At least one individual selling the tape has not yet submitted it to federal authorities. An officer from the Department of Homeland Security, who participated in the raid on Diddy's Miami home, told the Post that law enforcement believes Diddy recorded incriminating videos at the mansion, which was reportedly outfitted with sex rooms that allowed him to film sex.